Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new Ram Rebel GT. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Carl Malone Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Heber, Utah for giving me some time with this Rebel. This particular one is still available for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out this truck and the other stuff that they have. If you have any questions, then just ask for Josh. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering the Rebel GT is a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 395 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 17 around town and then 22 on the highway. And you guys can see we've got the Ram airflow here under the hood. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see there's venting there at the front, and then we have our 1500 Hemi e-torque badge here at the top. We've got the Rebel's LED headlights here with the daytime running lights. We've got some fog light action down below, also LED. Parking sensors here on the front end, and then notice how everything's all blacked out, like the mustache grill, the Ram logo, you got your tow hooks, and even the skid plate there at the bottom is blacked out. And when you put it all together, this truck looks so cool. Now, coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275, 70, 18 in the front and in the rear. So we've got 33s on this truck, and the wheels blacked out. And then what you'll notice is this one actually has air suspension. Another cool touch is the fender flares here. You got the Ram logo, and then notice it's actually black here at the bottom, so it's two-tone. Fixed side steps here. You got the trailer mirrors, and then the door handles are blacked out. And this specific Rebel GT happens to have the Ram boxes, as you can see. On the other side, that side happens to have the outlet, and then look at the GT badge there. And when I say GT badge, I meant GT sticker. But anyways, here is your side view with the Rebel GT. Here's our key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, tailgate drop down, air suspension drop down, remote start, and then the Ram logo there on the back. Now, taking a look at the bed area, you guys can see we've got spray-in liner here from the factory, LED bed light action as well. And then you guys can see the gate here in the center, which is really cool. All of your cargo tie downs on top of that. And yes, the Ram boxes do technically make the bed a little bit more narrow. And lifting this up, that's pretty easy. Got the Ram logo here, Rebel, and then 4x4. And then you guys can see you've got the center of the taillight, which is all blacked out. Parking sensors here at the bottom with our exhaust tips. And yes, the GT does have the upgraded exhaust, which is pretty rambunctious. Wrapping things up, let me know what you guys think about the Rebel GT. I think this combines off-roadiness and sportiness in the perfect way. Now, taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, you guys can see the trim at the top of the stitching, and then look at the wood trim down below, and then the suede insert below that, and then you can see the stitching. Really nice looking overall. And then popping over to the seat, you guys can see the leather trim here, and then look at the Alcantara insert here, and then more leather trim as well. Really nice looking seats. Now, being a crew cab, we've got tons of legroom, and since it's a Ram, you got the ice buckets here in the back. And then look at the trim here, that's really cool with the cup holders. Heated seats here for the rear, we've got USBs, we've got a full power outlet, and then you can pick up the seat for even more space. This one does not have the recline function, if you guys are wondering. And then we do have great headroom. Now let's take a look at the front door panel here. So I love the stitching there at the top, and look at the darker trim than the suede as well. All of our window controls, front two are automatic. You got your mirror adjustments, mirrors do power fold in, memory seat function, and then you guys can see this one, like I said earlier, has the trailer tow mirrors. Now, if you're wondering, payload capacity on this truck is 1,165 pounds. And then here's the front seat. Notice GT there, and then you've got the really cool bucket seats from the Ram TRX with this GT package, which is definitely fun. Power adjustments on the side. And then here is your pedal layout at the bottom. And then we've got your pedal adjustment. You've got that for the outlet, parking brake, light control here with the fog light, and then the cargo light. And then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got really nice leather trim all over. Notice that's like perforated on the side. Paddle shifters here for the 8-speed automatic. We also have radio controls in the back. Cruise control, controls for the center stack. You know, all the normal stuff. And TRX paddle shifters, again, that's fun. Now we've got the new full digital gauge cluster here in the center. And my favorite part is the speedo here. Notice, go digital to analog. I do like the analog look a little bit more. Sorry about the glare in this shot, by the way. It's just the time of day that it is. But yeah, huge improvement. You can do the full nav screen, all of that too. Now I've got the backup camera here with trajectory lines and resolution on it. It's pretty solid. Now taking a look at the rest of the infotainment screen, you guys can see analog controls here for the climate on either side, radio controls as well. And then notice we got our parking sensors, turn those on or off. We've got your tow haul mode, air suspension, trailer steering, trailer brake controls. And then if we press this button right here, boom, infotainment system. So heated and cooled seats with this. Only way to get cooled seats in a Rebel. Heated steering wheel, dual zone climate. And response time of the screen is pretty good. It does take a second for some of the pages to load up, like the nav screen. There you go. Once it does load up, it's pretty dang responsive. Now with the Rebel, you get Ram's upgraded four-wheel drive system. So two-wheel drive, four-wheel auto, four-wheel high, four-wheel low, your auto stop start, off-road cruise control, and then your axle lock as well. Center console with this package, which is pretty nifty. Got the little measuring charts there. And then we've got the shifter here in the center console. No dial shifter with this GT package. This does mean this is fixed. It doesn't move. And that's pretty cool, the trim again. And then we've got our wireless phone charging pad in front of it. And then we've got a bunch of USBs. So we've got leather trim all over the dash here, as you can see. And then a Rebel there on the glove box, which is pretty cool. See the storage space here is solid as well. And then up top we do have the power sliding rear window. And then you got a control to drop down the tailgate. So here's our window sticker for this 2023 Ram 1500 Rebel GT Crew Cab 4x4. $57,190 is the base MSRP of a Rebel before you had options. And that's 392 axle ratio, standard. But this has quite a few options added to it. Night edition too, that's why the wheels are all blacked out. But GT, $3,000. Money well spent, that's all I'm gonna say. You can see the rest of the packages this one has, including the e-torque Hemi. After all options, this one stickers for $80,055. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors. Then throughout the rest of the rear, and ooh, TRX shifter. Wait, and speaking of TRXs, it looks like they've got a few of them here. And also speaking of TRXs, here's another reason why you should subscribe. They are about to get a Hennessy TRX in for me to review, and not just any Hennessy TRX, the Mammoth 1000. So stay tuned for that review in the near future. That one will be a very exciting one for sure. But getting up with this Rebel GT, it's a lot more rambunctious than the regular Rebel, that's for sure. The exhaust is just, it's quite a bit louder. Now apparently this is supposed to have like slightly more horsepower than a regular Ram, right? Because the GT package adds the Ram airflow, yada, yada, yada. You don't actually perceive a difference. It feels about the same. But what does help this truck out quite a bit is that e-torque plus the 392 axle ratio. The 392 axle ratio just gives us more punch off of the line when you are accelerating. Man, these roads up here in Heber are weird. I'm getting used to them though. I love the sound of this. And by the way, these TRX seats are very comfortable. It's one of the big benefits of this. The bolsters kind of pop out more, so like it's just a better feeling experience overall, I'd say. And with the air suspension, ride quality is very comfortable too. Now, is it as comfortable as the TRX? I'd say probably not. I think the TRX, because it's got 35s and because it's got those Bilstein Blackhawk shocks, I think that's just like the ultimate comfort for a Ram pickup truck. That or maybe a Limited with air suspension. The Limited does do a pretty good job overall. Yeah, it's crazy. But when you're like just idling along, it's not, the exhaust is not obnoxious. It's, you can hear it a little bit, but it's not like in your face, which I think is good. Because when you have an exhaust that's just too loud and in your face, then yeah, it gets kind of annoying. Yeah, just listen to that. So I'm gonna be quiet for this acceleration up here so you guys can just enjoy the Hemi. Some things up here with this video. So yeah, really cool sounding truck. We'll actually get it, we'll come in through here so we can get another actual acceleration. Yeah, listen to that. Such good sound. Yeah, I think this truck's really cool. I think it sounds great. I think it looks cool. And this particular build is pretty sweet with the GT package, the Ram boxes, all of that. So let me know what you guys think about this truck, and let me know if you do regular Rebel, GT, or if you do TRX. You would obviously have to spend more money for a TRX, but like if you're already gonna spend 80 grand, why not spend 100 grand and get a Hellcat engine? Let me know which one you'd go for.